Let me welcome everyone. I am Dan Bryant. I'm the Executive Director of SquareOne Villages and very pleased that you are here to celebrate with us this wonderful event. So just to give you an idea of the scope of SquareOne, this morning I was busy with our team moving 3 pallet shelters in our transitional program to a new location. And now here this afternoon to take, be a part of this opening house of the completion of the last 4 of our 13 homes here. The work of SquareOne just spans that whole gap between transitional housing to permanent housing, and it's just been incredible work as we seek to help households and families secure permanent, safe, affordable, wonderful, decent, lovely housing, right? And you can see it here. Because every person deserves a home. And that is the work of SquareOne Villages, to make sure particularly those who do not have the same means that the rest of us have that ability to have a home of their own and can support themselves because it's affordable, that they don't need a handout. They have a place here where they can support themselves. And you're going to hear some wonderful stories of some of the residents here in Cottage Village, and I'm sure that you will be moved as we have in working with these wonderful people. This project, a $1.7 million project, has required a lot of support from a lot of folks. We couldn't do it without so many. And we've just about raised all of that. We still are looking for about $50,000 to finish out our community center for the village. A few other little fine details here yet to be done. So if anyone wants to write a check today, we'd be glad to take that. But at any rate, it's just great to be able to be finished with the 13 homes. I want to start off by thanking particularly our builders, our carpenters who've done just tremendous work and have been with us now since the beginning of this project. 4 principal carpenters led by Gabriel Castile, who is also our chef today. Gabe? Yep. Your card is right here, and Gift and Connor and Hunter and Dylan. Guys, just come on up here so we can thank you. We couldn't have done this without the local members. In fact, the reason we came to Cottage Grove was because there was already a group of concerned citizens that were working together to try to figure out what to do with the housing crisis in this community. We want to thank the county. The largest gift that we received for this project came from Lane County, $500,000. Heather Buck, the county commissioner. Heather? I should also say the property purchase with Meyer Memorial Trust funds. We have received support from a number of different foundations. The Presbyterian Women nationally that have provided $100,000. Yay, let's hear it for our Presbyterians. Great partners from the local congregation. We'll hear from the pastor there. Edwards Mother Earth Foundation, another $100K. The Storms Family Foundation, we have a member from the Storms family here who's also a big contributor. King Estate from the King family. Pac Tech, none others. If you picked up that brochure, in the back of the brochure it lists them all. There are just too many for me to name right now. It truly does take a community to build a village, and we are fortunate to have such a community to help us build this one. So just to give you an idea, this project is different from almost any other affordable housing project in that the goal of SquareOne is not only to provide an affordable home for people to stay, it's also to empower those residents to take charge of their own lives and their own housing. So the 13 residents of these homes have a cooperative and they own and run that cooperative. And the cooperative is actually the landlord, not SquareOne. And more importantly, then they are able to control the destiny and the pricing, and so that we can guarantee almost in perpetuity that this will remain affordable, because there's no foreign interest that's going to raise the price of the housing on them because they can. So we give thanks for those members of this co-op, and you're going to meet some of them, for their understanding and willingness and readiness to do that. We are seeking to expand this work in other communities. Many of you know we already have a project in Eugene, Emerald Village Eugene, that was our first. We have a group here from Albany, from the Housing Coalition in Albany. Stacy Bartholomew, let's see, who else from Albany is here? So several people. And we've been working with them for a couple of years now to help them get started, and they just got a $600,000 grant from the state of Oregon, or will be soon, to help them in that project. So we're also working in Roseburg to try to get a project there. So the work continues in a lot of different places. So I'd like to introduce then a couple of other speakers. So first of all, our mayor, Mayor Gowing, is he here? All right. So we give so much thanks, again, to the community of Cottage Grove for your support. Thank you, Mayor.
Well, I don't know what more I can say than I have at the last two events that we had out here, from the groundbreaking and when we opened up the first 9 homes. But I'm really thankful that this is here in our community, and all the hard work that the people have put into it to make this happen. Really nice houses. I really appreciate how Bruce Kels has worked with the city to make sure that everybody understands this. He gave me a private tour here a few months ago of all the houses, and just let me know how everything was developing, and that's the kind of partnerships that we need to build in the community. So thanks again, and hopefully nobody's burning up in this weather yet.
Last time it was rain, and this time it's sun, so we got it all here. Bruce Kelch from the Coalition.
Well, I don't want to repeat all the thanks that Dan gave, but I did come across a quote today that I thought was very appropriate. It's from Alice Walker, saying, "Thank you is the best prayer anyone could say." So I'm representing the Cottage Village Coalition, both past and present, because we had a lot of members over a long period of time. We were working at it for over 4 years. And the story of this project really is being in the right place at the right time and working in collaboration. When we connected, a group was, as Dan mentioned, was working, trying to figure out how to address the issue of homelessness in our area. We connected to SquareOne Villages, who was looking for a rural community as a pilot project, and we were in the right place at the right time. And we want to thank SquareOne for choosing us and choosing Cottage Grove. I want to thank the staff of SquareOne Villages and the board of SquareOne Villages. It's been a great collaboration, and we've been very appreciative of everything that's happened. The timing was right. Cottage Grove was the right place at the right time, and so we're here to celebrate that today. I do want to repeat the thank you for our City Council and the City of Cottage Grove staff. They've been supportive from the very beginning and all the way through the process. As Dan mentioned, the Meyer Memorial Trust Fund allowed us to buy the site. And although the person is probably not here, the seller was kind enough to lower the price to match the grant. So that was a very helpful thing to do. And the Presbyterian Women was the Cottage Village Coalition's first grant writing experience. We took a class. We submitted the grant, and much to our excitement, we actually achieved it. So the Presbyterian women really inspired us to continue on this path, and we've continued to do the fundraising with it. County commissioners were great. It was interesting that when we met with the committee from the county commissioners, they said, we're looking for a shovel-ready project. And that week in the Cottage Grove Sentinel, I was pleased to say, we had a photograph on the top half of the front page of the excavation of the first foundation of the first house. It was a nice visual to persuade the commissioners that we were the ones that they should be choosing and working with us. And again, thanks to the carpenter crew. What I've noticed all the way through this project is a great care and sensitivity they've demonstrated in making each house a little bit unique, nice little touches everywhere they've done it. They have created beautiful, lovingly built houses, homes that demonstrate the power that stable housing has in transforming lives. It's been their mission. It's not just that they're builders, but they see the vision behind it of changing people's lives, and that's been very powerful. We want to thank all the businesses in Cottage Grove, the foundations and individuals who have contributed to the creation of Cottage Village, and we want to thank the residents of Cottage Village for creating a community that supports one another and works together. You know, this community of beautiful tiny homes is evidence that dreams can come true and miracles still happen. We have, I'm just going to ask, I'm going to list off the names of our members of the Cottage Village, and if they would raise their hands and so you can see who they are. We got Destiny, Matthew, Christopher, Fawn, Aslan, Jenny, Fallon, Sally, and Carol. Can we give them a round of applause for being the pioneers? And I'm going to introduce Karen Hill, who is a pastor of First Presbyterian Church here in Cottage Grove.
Hi, everybody. It's really an honor to be here today and to represent the First Presbyterian Church of Cottage Grove. I am the Reverend Karen Hill. As Bruce said, I'm the pastor of the church. And I would like to introduce a special guest who's here also today, and that is our executive presbyter of the Presbytery of the Cascades, the Reverend Brian Heron. So Brian, if you would stand. Thank you. Brian drove down from Portland to join us, so thank you and welcome. I want to start by saying that Presbyterians believe in call. We believe that call is the notion that God asks every individual to use his or her gifts for the benefit of the world. At the First Presbyterian Church of Cottage Grove, God has called individuals to get involved in the community and to help provide low-income housing since at least the 1970s. This is not the first project that the church has been involved with, and my prayer and hope is that it will not be the last. It seems like in every generation, church members step forward. They accept the call, and in this small church here in Cottage Grove, individuals have helped build low-income housing at Rainbow Village in Eugene, at Witherspoon Court, and at Jefferson Park here in Cottage Grove, and now here at the Cottage Village. We are very grateful for the leadership and the hard work of church members, Bruce Kelsch, Cindy Sharp, Susan Johnson, Joyce Cameron, and all the others who helped make this possible. And thank you for being faithful to your call. And we are also thankful for all the community partners, to the city, to the county, and to all the funders who also helped make this happen. There is a story about Jesus in the Gospels in which a man comes to him asking, "Teacher, what is the greatest commandment?" And Jesus replies, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength." And then Jesus makes this very important addition, "And love your neighbors as yourself." Love your neighbor as yourself. This project exemplifies love of neighbor. So, I have these blessings for the residents, present and future, residents of this community. May you experience the love of God and neighbor in this community. May you find safety and peace here. And may God bless you and keep you today and every day. Amen. Thanks, everybody.
So Karen, as it turns out, our next project is also going to be on the property of a Presbyterian congregation, Peace Village, or Peace Presbyterian, as Brian knows, because the Cascades agreed to sell that property to us. It's a 3-acre site, and we are actually buying the entire site, and we'll lease back the sanctuary and the buildings to the congregation so that they can continue to worship there. But we are going to use that to build perhaps up to 70 homes on that site. So look for that in the near future. We just received word over the weekend that the state of Oregon is giving us $2 million as part of that, although not all $2 million will go to that, but yeah. And the American Recovery Plan is giving us a rescue plan. I always forget which it is, ARPA. We're getting $500,000 from that too, so 2.5 to get us on the way to probably somewhere in the neighborhood of a $9 million project. But 70 very affordable homes that hopefully will be coming in the very near future, thanks to our good friends in the Presbyterian Church with their support. So yeah, I'm not a Presbyterian, but the founders of our denomination were, so I feel closely affiliated. Yeah, does that work?
Good job, Brian.
So lastly, we wanted to give the last word to our wonderful residents, and I'm going to call on, oh, by the way, before I do that, I should thank our board members that are here present who make the nonprofit function. So we have Sharon Schuman right here. I saw Robert Melnick. Robert? I thought I did. He's back there. Okay, I knew I did somewhere. Do I see any other board members? All right. Who is it? I can't see from here. It's Minnalee. Oh, hi, Minnalee. I know you. I've actually known her for 30 years. I should, yeah. Any rate, so let's turn it over to the residents, and we'll ask Amanda Dellinger to introduce our residents.
Thank you so much, Dan, and thank you everyone for joining us today. I have the absolute pleasure of getting to announce really the people we do this work for, right? The residents who live here. And I am beyond inspired by the stories of the people that I've gotten to know, the residents here. And they'll get to share just a little snippet with you today. And in the future, as we continue to share their stories through SquareOne Villages platform, I hope that you will enjoy those as well. But first, I'd like to introduce Chris Jarvis, and then we have 3 other residents as well: Matt, Jeannie, and Aslin. Chris?
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, everybody, for showing up today. And keep in mind, yesterday it was 25 degrees hotter. I wouldn't be here. I want to indulge you, if you indulge me for a second, and clap 5 times in unison. What we just did was we took a lot of different people, we put them in a community, one community, for one reason: for opportunity. The opportunity to reestablish your dignity, to form a community that depends upon each other, that will support each other, and respect Cottage Grove as a city. Cottage Grove, by the way, is number 2 on the most coveted small towns in America. I thought that was blown away, and but I just wanted to express my gratitude for, first of all, again, I'm going to repeat a couple of the people, but Gabe, Connor, Hunter, and Dylan, spectacular, sang to it all the way. Anytime you had a question, they were there, and it was just so rewarding having people that were so proud of their work, to put together such a great community. And that's what it's all about, the opportunity to be a community, to share with each other. I previously just lived in this one and moved over there, but I had to pick the hottest doggone weekend in the whole year to do it. Gratefully, I'm there. But that's it. Remember, verbosity is over. And I just want to thank everybody for showing up. Mayor, and just everybody, and it's just been so rewarding. Thank you. Amen.
I'd love to welcome Matt up next. Matt? Let's give him a hand, huh?
So I moved from my parents' house to here in middle of school year. Like that?
Get closer to the mic and speak up a little bit louder.
So I moved here from parents' house to get out of there, too crowded, 3 bedrooms with the kids. But to here and middle school, they helped with growing up and getting to experience how far it would be in real life versus living at home all my life. I'm really grateful for getting into it at such a young age and everything too. I don't know what else to say.
That's perfect. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thanks so much, Matt and Chris. Next, I'd love to welcome Aslan. Let's give her a hand.
Well, my name is Aslan, and I just want to thank everybody for coming, first of all. This place is an absolute dream come true for the residents, and to be able to share that with everybody who supported it is just such an amazing blessing. And so thank you guys for coming out, and for everybody that has supported us from the very beginning. Your support means the world, and I wish that there was a proper way that I could find to thank you guys, because you literally saved my life with this project. And every day I wake up and I am inspired to do something, or I am inspired by somebody around me, whether it's the construction workers, whether it's my neighbors who have become family. But every day there is this immense amount of joy that I have found in this community. And I'm 42 years old, and this is my very first home. And I hadn't had a place of my own, even an apartment, for over 15 years. And before I came in here, I knew about the project and I was following it, but I didn't want to sink my hopes into it because I just reached a point where it was like I kept running into obstacles. I'm on disability, so I don't make very much every month. And so finding a place that I could actually afford was, well, there was nothing out there. And I had really genuinely lost the ability to have hope. And that's what this place gave me when I moved in here. And, sorry, to have that hope become a part of your everyday life is overwhelming and frightening and terrifying at times, because this is the biggest gift a person could ever receive, to have a roof over their head, to have their dignity restored, to be empowered, to make improvements on their life, to actually get to start projects and complete them, and have the emotional energy and the emotional power to even imagine those projects. Because when you don't have that, when you don't have a foundation, when you don't have a safe place that you feel like you can come to or go to, then everything else is harder. Everything else is a struggle. And so when you have that place to go to, you have that safe place, and then you have a community around you that is supporting you, the strength that it gives you, the joy that it gives you is so much more than I could ever describe. I wish that we could do 10 more projects like this in our town, because there is a need for it. There is such a need for it. But if we support one another and we give back, that's what our community is all about, is really supporting one another. And if we support each other, then our community will improve and we will continue to grow as people. And there's so many things that I want to say to you guys, so I'm gonna stop it right now, but I just want to say thank you from the very bottom of my heart. This place has saved my life. It's saved my relationships with my families. And it's given me an entirely new family of brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles and people who are just as crazy as I am, and I love it. So thank you to my fellow residents as well.
Thank you so much, Aslan. Very well said. Next, I'd like to introduce out of all of our projects, this is actually the first family. Of course, tiny houses, it's hard to have a family in a tiny house. However, this mother and her daughter live in one of the homes here and actually are just in the process of moving into one of the new ones here that's a little bit larger. So next, I'd love to introduce Jenny.
Thanks, Amanda. I took notes. I made notes, you guys. Okay. All right. Hello, I'm Jenny Macmillan. I live here with my daughter, Rain, and our cat and dog. Cottage Grove is our home. Due to circumstances out of my control, we had to leave for a bit and live in my camper. I searched resource after resource to find a stable, safe home for the four of us. Cottage Village came up as the perfect opportunity, and I went for it, and I got it. We've been here for almost a year, and it feels really, really good. I've been able to build a new start for us in a safe environment. Equality is important here. It's built that way, and we continue to build it that way. I really needed a place like this. We needed a place like this. Exactly like this. I'd like to express our gratitude for us to be here. Thank you so much to the home builders, Gabe, Connor, Dylan, Hunter, to the coalition, to SquareOne, and to the members, my neighbors, my friends, my family. The whole community of love that everyone else has thanked, that's shown us love and got us to be here. Thank you so much. We're doing really good here. I also want to thank my friends Crystal and Felicia. They housed me last summer for 5 months. They let me park my camper in their parking lot and in their backyard. We became family. It was wonderful. They're here today. Thank you, ladies, so much. And a last thank you to my daughter, Rain. You're absolutely amazing. Thank you.